your volume is low, it's not
Your volume, she says
it's
it
not
is
audible from you.
volume.
How do I know?
Here, volume, our volume. Computer volume. Yes.
It is 96.
It is full, Shraddha. Here something is there.
Now?
Hari Om, Shraddha.
It's very feeble, very, very feeble.
Okay, the signals are all right.
It's full.
Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om.
Is it audible?
It is better.
Huh?
It is audible.
Okay, okay.
Charging.
Charging. Where is Shraddha?
Swamiji, I am only in Sims, only because the back pain Swamiji.
Where are you?
I am in Sims with Uni. Uni has back pain. I can go to Dr. Nambiar.
No, yesterday we were showing this PPT, you know.
These are the colors.
Huh?
PPT.
They reach colors.
Papa's PPT.
Yeah, Papa PPT. If you right click on PPT and you will see the board.
You will see the boards. Right click on
Right click on PowerPoint.
PowerPoint. Boards.
Suddenly open PowerPoint presentation and then you will see the first recently you will see the
Yes, it has come.
No.
Huh? Boards have come.
these Dr. Satsang.
Open the PowerPoint. You should open the PowerPoint. PowerPoint.
I am doing it.
You found it Swamiji?
I have not found.
Swamiji, you open the PPT icon in the bottom of the page. Then on that icon you will click and click on board. You open PowerPoint. Please, Swamiji, I will send it to you. I will send it to you right now.
It has come. Shraddha. Open.
Okay?
I got it.
Open.
Okay.
Shri Ram. Swami, you wanted it. You can share, whatever. Sit down. You can give that mic. No. You can sit here.
Jai Ram, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram.
Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Jai Jai Ram Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. At present, to our Swamiji and Mataji and all of my lovely friends, lovely sisters and brothers, every devotees, I want to say about Ramdas Papa, who was Papa of Krishna Baiji. I have listened and have read her book. Also, some books also I have followed. To see about him, I want to say something. Krishna Bai's Papa are now our Papa. Was the devotional part at the last moment, but at the previous moment I have seen he was like a heroic person when he was come from Kasagod to Anandashram, and before that he was stay at Mangalore on behalf of his marriage life on that place. Then when he has come here, he is like a heroic person because he also kept 3 persons on that time. One saint, he did not maintain the rules, and 2 persons that they were villain we have seen. They want to capture Krishna Baiji, Mataji, by forceful. On that time he also kicked. That's learned by us that should to maintain any ashram or any government, we should do powerful at strength for fighting against the villain. Because villain, now we have seen that Bangladesh process, there if Ramdas Papa, 1 lakh Ramdas Papa there has been wait, then we cannot defend from the Bangladesh or Pakistan or Afghanistan. They are villain now are winning persons, but we should to grow our power and growth with also devotional life, because we should to need water, but we cannot deny the glass. Without glass, if I take the water, that water will flow down into under the path away. So we should to maintain our body also with strong and devotee to Paramatma. We can success. I have seen that he told gold is not bad, gold is natural. But if we wish to take them by forceful or any bad way, by stealing, by robbery, that is the bad. Because gold is natural. In Olympic winner has so that's
Enough.
this is our.
No, you cannot be here.
Now I want to say our is moving. He was also moving.
Nobody can hear, no?
And
We'll talk later.
1-2 minutes.
No.
He also gone to Gorakhpur, Patna, Ramakrishna missions at Belur Math and or all of there. And he told at that time that Sanskrit, our Asmakam Bhasha Sanskritam Bhuya. Our international Bhasha language is Sanskrit because English is not the international actual. There has no scientific language. There has only 28 words but 56 words in Sanskrit, and also that with mantra and slokas. There, what is the international language? Ishavashamidam sarvam yatkinchu jagattam jagat tena tattena hunjika ma vidho tasya to Ishavasya Upanishad was that time here from Dwapar, Sreta. On that time Kanvavisu was gone, and from there our generations also has come, Isha, Musha, all of parts, but they cannot Ehudi. Who is E? Who is E? E is this one.
Enough. Very difficult to understand.
Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Today is Papa's 141st Jayanti day. As we shared some thoughts yesterday, the moment we hear the word Papa, what comes to our mind is very important today. Today in the Bhajan hall we were sharing, the moment we hear the word Papa, what comes to our mind is the blissful expression. What is that blissful? How does it come? So Papa himself has defined bliss is objectless happiness. That is the ultimate goal. Through Nam, Dhyan, Seva, we are all trying toward that. But so many hurdles, so many things that happen. Though we want to scale on the same heights, we feel many things are happening on which we have no control. Though it is true, it is not true also. It is true at our level, but it is not true because everything is ordained by him. So this is what Papa was adopting. In our case, all the obstacles are obstacles for us, for which we don't find any answer. But in his case, every obstacle was pointing towards his presence. How are we to reach that? Each one has to pray. There is no guidance from outside. We have to intensely pray. He prayed intensely, he got the technique. But still, as devotees, we remember, we go through that, we keep on trying. We keep on trying. We are very clear. It is not a tall talk. He has reached that stage. We are unable to reach that stage. Though we intellectually, we are one with him. In the sense, we have faith in him. It's faith in his words. And we know he has demonstrated in his life. But somehow, in spite of so many years of our close association with Papa's thoughts, still, to be honest, we feel where we started. So today we are praying, give us some clues that is suitable for my life. I cannot follow yours or anybody else. What is suitable for me, I am unable to understand. Kindly show me the path. When we travel in that direction, these words might help us. So we will try with that. Vittal Rao, as Birat Papa Swami Ramdas was known before embracing sannyas, was struggling in a whirlpool of worldly life until he was lifted up by the indwelling infinite power. He felt that he was called by the divine to leave his cocooned life of severe limits and fling himself into the vast open sky of limitless infinity. From me to we. Cocoon to life of severe limits and fling himself into the vast open sky of limitless infinity. It was his first long journey as a mendicant, traversing from the deep south to the far north, entirely relying on the indwelling reality alone, every day, every step, every breath. This map will definitely do how he started from, you see, you can see that, from Mangalore, then how he went and then came back. Unimaginable, with nothing to fall back upon. He was not asking anything from anybody. With his one class, one or two books, nothing else. So this map tells us, with nothing, with no planning, how he was able to go through. That itself is a proof of what he says, though it is difficult for us to understand. Papa Swami Ramdas's endless struggles in his mundane life, resulting in utter helplessness, led his advent into the world as a mendicant. He heard the inner voice of God. It was like a plank thrown towards man, struggling for very life in the stormy waves of a raging sea. On 27th December 1922, at 5 o'clock in the morning, he left Mangalore by train, by bidding farewell to a world for which he had lost all attraction and in which he could find nothing to call his own. Body, mind, soul, all were laid at the feet of God. All. A seeker's likes and dislikes, favors and prejudices set up a thick wall on his path. He should fling himself into the infinite life. Passing through E Road and Trichy, Papa was guided to the banks of Kaveri, where he renounced all that he was holding dearly, including his name, Vittal Rao. Renounced everything. For him, sannyas was like being lifted by the divine from the narrow pond of a worldly life and thrown into the extensive ocean of a universal life. Sannyas is a dedication of our entire being to the Lord and His service. It is a spontaneous wave of aspiration rising from within our own heart. Throwing himself entirely at the feet of God, Papa travelled wherever he was guided to with an empty pocket, just 2 clothes and a few books, all his possessions in the world. Hurdles did not hold him back. He managed to find something positive in every experience. Where others found prickly thorns, he saw fragrant roses. Optimistic outlook, Optimism leads you Godward, while pessimism pushes you down into the morass of skepticism, despair, and woe. As his one and only guide and guardian led him further, he saw many wonders of art and architecture in Madurai. You can see the place. But behind every carved stone and beneath every masterpiece, he found the signature of his master. For the past 2-3 days we have been struggling, identify an article and what does it teach us. That is the signature of God. Not merely viewing it as an article of utility. The originator is He. So when we try to link it up, then we can say that is His signature. Behind every carved stone, beneath every masterpiece, he found the signature of his master. Every towering structure showed him the splendorous glory of the Creator. Be the light unto yourself, and in your own original way, manifest the magnificence and power of your enlightened life. Be highly creative and set free the infinite power that is within you. Chidambaram. His path was often paved with hurdles, but with no grumbling or mumbling. He went on, embracing every situation cheerfully. We can only read. When such situation comes, how do we react? It cheerfully doesn't come there. These are the questions that we are asking ourselves, His path was often paved with hurdles, with no grumblings or mumblings. He went on, embracing every situation cheerfully. At unexpected corners, he found the generous providence of God. He did as exactly he was prompted to. At the same time, whenever things did not happen as expected, he took even the non-fulfillment as his will and wish. He did as exactly he was prompted to. At the same time, whenever things did not happen as expected, he took even the non-fulfillment as his will and wish. We are praying, how am I to accept? Many things are unpalatable. How do I accept? I know it is all God's will, but I should accept. Life must flow spontaneously like a river. Whatever act you do will in this condition be utterly divine. Don't have any misgivings or doubts. He would never react on impulse. Eventually, they turned out to be benevolent experiences. Every board is full of point that makes us to think. Relate our life, How do we behave? Surprises awaited him everywhere. Strangers became friends. Those who misjudged his attire and appearance and called him names later came to realize his worth and became admiring benefactors. In unfriendly encounters, all of us are subjected to experience this. How do we behave? He would never react on impulse. Eventually, they turned out to be benevolent experiences. Do not forget that you live and move in a world which is really a passing show. As we said yesterday, the red one are the words of Papa. Do not be attached to it, nor be in any way identified with it. Take the whole world game for what it is worth. This is also possible. Aage chalo. Pondicherry. God proposes, God disposes. That is how the old saying meant for Papa Swami Randa. To us it is man proposes, God disposes. Papa was very clear. God proposes, God disposes. Since he always believed that God is the guide, unfulfilled outcomes did not lead him to despair or disappointment. Like a feather drifting in the breeze, he wandered along without any resistance or reluctance. Since he always believed that God is the guide, unfulfilled outcomes did not lead him to despair or disappointment. We are looking back to ourselves, Like a feather drifting in the breeze, he wandered along without any resistance or reluctance. Human life is rich with gifts which God has poured into it for God Himself is at the source of all lives in the world. Tiruvannamalai. Papa's travels took him to diverse experiences, from meandering through crowded streets to meditating in a cave for a month in full solitude. He felt God's living presence in every breath. He felt God's living presence in every breath. Every creature around the cave reminded him of his providence. His fellowship with nature was so close that even squirrels would compete from his hand without any fear. Prayer and meditation open up a channel of communication with God so that His grace may fill you and transform your life into His very image. Prayer and meditation. Tirupati, as he wandered from place to place, he did not know what to do there or where to go next. But he knew one thing, this is a very important word, but he knew one thing for sure, that his master has got the master plan of his journey of life. Though we read it, we are yet to recognize the master plan for us. We think we are drafting out our plan. We do not recognize, honestly we do not recognize that we are guided by the master plan. In Papa's case, he was able to do that. His master has got the master plan of his journey of life. As much as he found his presence around him, he also knew that what he was seeking was within. Repetition of Ramnam simultaneously with meditation on the great ideal is perfectly right. But the remembrance must flow in the mind without break. Again, we are looking at ourselves, We feel we are remembering Him at least during the time of chanting, or some such sattvic moments. But without a break, Kalahasti. What is the whole purpose of this journey? Papa once encountered this question. He had no doubt of resistance in quest of God. It was clear to him that God is everywhere, but he wanted to experience the same. And he felt this wherever he went, whoever he met. To him, all signs and signals led to one direction, to God. To him, all signs and signals, we can put the label, negative, positive, success, failure, led to one direction, God. Turn your mind day by day toward the immortal source of your life, God. Let your actions flow like gentle streams, singing the melodious song of divine service. Behold your beloved everywhere. Basavada. During his travels, Papa was fortunate enough to receive the services of many kind-hearted people who followed the dictates of their conscience. Seeing their services, even in unfavorable situations, with the risk of dire consequences, Papa often wondered, thy one touch can change in a moment the entire face of the universe. Let your service be done in a spirit of spontaneous love, which is by itself a great balm and a source of unlimited joy and peace. True service lies in your not being conscious of having done anything for anybody while you are busily engaged in relieving the pains and sorrows of people around you. Jagannath Puri. Reaching the ancient seaside temple, frequented by millions of fervent pilgrims, Papa felt a deep emotional connect. Papa's devotion to the divine knows no bounds. both his abstract infinite nirguna aspect and his local personalized saguna aspect. For us, still the confusion may be there, worship of the form and thinking about the formless. To him there was no confusion. Both are valid. Devotion means loving remembrance of God. Bereft of devotion, life is dry and tasteless. Devotion sweetens life and frees it from the bond of ignorance. When he says devotion not merely to a form, devotion to the indwelling spirit. Not merely the indwelling spirit, but also to the form. Kolkata and Dakshineshwar, Kolkata. Crisscrossing the country from down south to far north, Papa was often led to the noble company of saintly souls. These precious satsangs, often held near sacred shrines, shed radiant light on his spiritual path. Revering the saints, he was touched by their values and ideals they kindled in the humanity. Butter comes after churning. Similarly, after struggle comes repose. The darkest night is succeeded by the bright day. So do not despair. Look within for the dawn of divine light and freedom. For this, satsang is beneficial. Through Tarakeshwar, throughout his journey, he would meet people from all walks of life, from those who follow the rules in letter and spirit, to those who live precariously without much care about rules and conventions. For him, nobody is to be feared or frowned upon, and no deed was considered as weird or unbecoming. This is something which we cannot even conceive of. Because we are guided by certain convention. He should behave like this, he should talk like this, things should happen like this. Throughout his journey, he would meet people from all walks of life, from those who follow the rules in letter and spirit, to those who live precariously without much care about rules and conventions. For him, nobody is to be feared or frowned upon, and no deed was considered as weird or unbecoming. Spiritual progress does not mean development only in one aspect of a human being. His emotional, intellectual, and dynamic nature should evolve simultaneously. We remember one expression by Chinmayanandaji many decades back. Emotions are good, emotionalism is bad. Sentiments are good, sentimentalism is bad. You think about it. Emotions are good, emotionalism is bad. Positive emotions are needed, that is the one which joins me with others. But at the same time, if I become, suppose there is an accident, you are there, suppose you start crying, you have to do what is needed, You have a bonded relationship with the person who is suffering, but your idea is not becoming emotional and stand there. Emotions are good, emotionalism is bad. Your care and concern should come out in the form of relieving. Sentiments are good, sentimentalism is bad. We should respect a place, a thing which is used by a Mahatma, agreed. But Suppose somebody unknowingly praises. If you shout, that is bad. Because it is sentimentalism, not sentiments. Now often we fall a prey to this. So his emotional, intellectual, dynamic nature should evolve simultaneously. Think about it. How do we react? Not intellectual assimilation or understanding. You try to go back to your own life. What happened? Then only you will know. Later on you realize what. When somebody passes away, some near and dear one, we go to that place to console them. We also try to cry with them. What will happen? But instead of that, you try to slowly make them understand. You bring so many anecdotes where you have come across. Then the person affected will know, so it is not only for me, it's everybody. So it is slowly a natural play. Everybody has to go, all those things. Not a dry philosophy. When somebody is depressed. So like that, emotions, because God has given us this emotion. And that is the one which glues me with others.
Swamiji,
Ah.
sentimental people சொல்றது புரியல எனக்கு. இது புரியற மாதிரி.
ஆறாவது டச் பண்ணது நம்ம எடுக்கிறது என்ன? ஐயோ சொல்லக்கூடாது, அங்கே உட்காரக்கூடாது. We remember one day when we were giving flowers for offering, a newcomer had come. They had brought flowers, garlands. And when they saw Papa's form there, they placed it on the asana. The practice is we don't place anything on the asana, because we feel he is sitting there, That is the sentiments. But this person unknowingly has placed it, Some old devotee immediately, I know you should not. We immediately told, okay. Then call the other devotee, it is all right, now you have offered, you can offer it inside. Normally, that is the place where we offer. Oh, I'm sorry, everything is over. Because they don't know the background. We feel Papa is sitting not in the photo, he is sitting on the asana. That is why when we go there, we offer, we do namaz, we do our namaskar or pranams to that form. The other one cut out is only reminding us. When we go inside the shrine, that was the place where Papa used to take rest in the early days of the ashram. So there is a photo there. But we go down. So everywhere, we try to see his form and do that. The form is there in our mind. That we take it out and then place it where he had touched, he had used, so that it becomes live. Cutout mari thonade. The more we look at it with this bhavana, it will not be a cutout. Inspiring, blissful place, that is. Then, as a traveler without an itinerary, Papa often faced unsympathetic situations. But he was never desperate or frustrated. Instead, he found them as God-given tests to remain calm and unruffled. Like gold being melted and hammered repeatedly to make fine jewelry, these trying moments made him a finer being who is in tune with the grand designer. Papa. What happens to us, we keep on fretting and fuming, blaming, So when are you going to, our prayer is, when are you going to make us like that? We travel all the way from different places. We spend a lot of money to come to the ashram. And we join the, we have got great regard for your form. We have got great closeness with Ananda Ashram. But in our personal life, we have never expanded ourselves. There the otherness is still there, and me and mine is dominating. What are we doing? When unsympathetic situations arise at home, how do we behave? He was never desperate or frustrated. Instead, he found them as God-given tests to remain calm and ruffled. Do we shout? Do we create unpleasantness? Are we ensuring that peace and harmony is there everywhere? Are we creating disturbances for peace and harmony? These are all the words, Papa is asking us to go within and ask ourselves all these questions. Like gold being melted and hammered repeatedly to make fine jewelry, these trying moments made him a finer being who is in tune with the grand designer. That means whatever is happening only by him, and it is for my ultimate good. That is the grand designer. Man's eyes are opened to the transitory nature of the world through the bitter experience which he gains in the course of life. That also we have not. We keep blaming, I am right, you are wrong. That is very strong in all of us. Jhansi, during his wanderings, Papa would often retreat to a quiet meditative place to be in communion with the divine, like a dewdrop slipping into the shining sheet. According to Papa, prayer and meditation are essential to destroy the veil of ignorance that has clouded the soul. During his wanderings, Papa would often retreat to a quiet meditative place to be in communion with the divine, like a dewdrop slipping into the shining sea. According to Papa, prayer and meditation are essential to destroy the veil of ignorance that has clouded the soul. In meditation, your mind should think only of God who resides within you and not wander about in the midst of passing scenes of the objective life. The mind going inward through the practice of prayer and meditation finds the presence of the divine, first within, then without, everywhere. Tomorrow is the Mauna Day. One day he has facilitated for us in a month. All of us are busy with activities. So a day is necessary when we are free from all our commitments, all our daily things.
You got locked out, Swamiji. You got locked out.
You are not seeing.
It's not there.
Here it is there. In your case, maybe.
You got locked out.
Yeah.
Swamiji, you are still muted. Swamiji, unmute करेंगे.
So tomorrow is the Mauna Day. One day, including those who feel they are doing seva in the ashram. To them also there is a relief. We all sit, not simply sitting, That may not be possible for all of us. So Papa has designed a format for that. 3 or 4 sessions, sitting in between, walking, seva, writing, pondering, see, all those things are there. But we will be observing Mauna. Some device by which we try to go within. Out of this 8:30 means, how many? 4 of 3.5 plus 5, 8.5 hours. In this 8 or 8.5 hours, at least the vocal energy is not going out. Some effort is being made. Even if we get 10% benefit, it's a big thing for us. Himalayas. Papa's Himalayan journey took him to many ancient pilgrim centers, Haridwar, Rishikesh, Kedarnath, Badrinath, the lofty peaks of mountains covered with rolling waves of clouds, and the holy Ganga that flows in all calmness and majesty awaited him. He walked on, losing himself in the divine splendor. He felt like a baby in his mother's lap as he was enveloped by a sense of serenity. For freedom free from attachment, the most efficacious means is a recourse from time to time to solitude. The renunciation that is required of the sadhaka is the renunciation principally of attachment existing in the mind. Mathura, Gokul, Vrindavan. Papa acknowledged and adored both personal and impersonal vision of God. For him, both these aspects, Sagun and Nirgun, were complementary, not contrary or contradictory. In fact, the impersonal is manifested through the personal aspect. Truth, God, is both personal and impersonal. Truth is personal insofar as it works in the movements of individual life and the world nature, but it is also impersonal as the eternal basis or foundation of this pure and spontaneous overflow of life and manifestation. Very much personal, very much impersonal. This balancing, then only we will be happy. But everything is valid, that is the meaning. The Yoga Vasishta, Atma Bodh, Tattva Bodh, Vivek Chudamani, when we read that, later on when we read the real stories of Sudhama, Mirabai, plenty of devotees, if you are in a position to keep that balance, the indwelling Lord also appears as the outer form. The outer form also appears as the indwelling reality. This balancing. In his case, the words he used in Mathura Gokul, always, charging us. Raipur. Throughout his journey, Papa made no reservation for either transport or boarding. Wherever he reached, he would look around to see a vacant spot, no matter whether it was nauseating or not, where he can rest for a while. Some of these places were rather inhospitable and offered no comfort to the weary body. Still, he had no reservation about his stay or food. Highest state, we cannot, even if we read for 100 years, I don't think we will be able to do it.
స్వామీజీ అరువరకు కూడా పడామ స్వామీజీ అరువరకు ఇలాంటి స్వామీజీ.
Correct. So we pray, at least give 1% of that mindset. I can never conceive of that. But give us any small discomfort, how do I make? So 1% you give. For example, we have seen devotees, when they come, if there is no room of their comfort in the inside, then they feel miserable, Whenever there is a vacant space, it is all right. This smallest thing, okay, God is testing me, I must adopt to this. Liberation is possible only through the human body. And to waste this life in pursuit of sense pleasures instead of trying to reach God is indeed pitiable. Body is only a vesture, a mask, or a vehicle, impermanent, transitory. All these things we can hear, but when the question comes for creature comfort, I won't be able to adjust. But I will keep on trying. I know that it is not right. I know that it is not right. Am I seeing somebody who comes here? We are unable to accommodate because of some peculiar, but am I giving my own space? Am I treating it, this is a test? My mind will say, no. What happened? Ajmer, like an innocent child who would carry an umbrella to a gathering convened to pray for rain. Papa trusted God unconditionally to take care of him. Even when he was living in a jungle infested with many venomous creatures, he had no fear, for he knew he was in the ever-protective hands of God. Like an innocent child. A man without faith is a vacillating creature, vacillating between sorrow and fear, whereas he who possesses faith is the real hero who has conquered weakness and stands firm like a rock in all the storms of life. Junagadh. While traveling in the western India, Papa managed to visit contrasting terrains, from high and mighty Girnar hills that got 10,000 steps to climb to the seaside town of Porbandar. But wherever he went, his sense of empathy and compassion towards his fellow beings, including animals, was intact, evident. The world we live in is a school in which observation and experience offer us immense possibilities for self-improvement. Nay, the world itself is Guru or God. Dwarka. Papa had an unwavering clarity and conviction about the path he has chosen. His faith in the visionary trains was unshakable. His relationship with his friendly fellow travelers was not burdened by any expectation from his path. Surrender is of one kind, total only, no partial. It means dedication of your entire life to God. Very difficult. We keep on trying. There is no such thing as partial dedication. I-ness is not given up partially. I-ness, Papa says, is not given up partially. During his travels, Bombay, Papa sometimes met people who were going through tragic and painful situation in life. They were looking for solace and solution. Listening intently to their tales of travels, he would then guide them to the uplifting, reassuring hands of the divine, offering them a safety net in the uncertain world. If we look at the problem raised as to why people suffer, why accidents happen, why people suddenly die or pass through long periods of agony, from the karmic standpoint, we find that suffering and death come to man according to his past actions. Many incidents, Panchavati and Tapovan, many incidents in his journey convinced him that God's ways are always inscrutable and he alone knows the why and the wherefore. Papa was always content with what he had and never wanted anything more, even when he was repeatedly offered. Feel always that you are in his hands and therefore always safe. With the weapons of God remembrance, you can dwell in the midst of temptations and remain unaffected. I think these words we have to read once in a month. Many a time, Tripageshwar, Papa was saved miraculously in precarious situations. These events reinforced his faith and trust in his Savior and convinced him that he alone exists. What the caterpillar calls the end of the world is what God calls a butterfly. Be calm and serene in all situations with the thought of God in your mind. Be always brave and cheerful. You are truly under his protection. Pandharpur and Bijapur. A journey is an expansion in many ways. It opens new windows to the hitherto unseen world. For Papa, whatever he came across, nature, buildings, people, animals, everything extolled the glory of God. Seeing a cow, Papa was reminded of how God through this creation nourishes without fail. To Papa, cow represents the grand ideal of all that is gentle, pure, self-sacrificing, innocent. To love all is the true bhakti of God. To serve all is the real worship of God. Hubli. During his journey, Papa was fortunate to get the darshan of many Mahatmas who inspired him with the exemplary lives they led and the universal values they kindled. Society of saints is the most effective means to awaken the heart to the consciousness of God. The aspirants should approach them in all humility with an attitude to receive their enlightening influence. Proximity to the form of a guru is not the guarantee unless I open up. Open up to what? That's why we said today, we try to ask this question. The moment I think about Papa, I hear about Papa, what is it that touches and kindles in me? That alone, the first day of my meeting or hearing, that is why we started coming. Some instrumental cause. Papa's journey that started from Bangalore came in a full circle. He was back in Kadri, Bangalore, as he finally reached the Pandava caves near the town. To sum up, it was a journey that began in the background of frustration and utter restlessness, ended in the state of peace and serenity in God's remembrance. The soul which is imprisoned within the toils of individualism. It's a beautiful word. Toils of individualism. Imprisoned within the toils of individualism, the me and mine, now attains the bliss of perfect freedom. If you go through the second chapter of In Quest of God, Papa cries, when everything is yours, why do you make me feel this is mine, that is mine? Ramdas's only prayer is to remove this I from my life. O Ram, when thy slave finds thee at once so powerful and so loving, that he who trusts thee can be sure of true peace and happiness, why should he not throw himself entirely on thy mercy, which can only be possible by giving up everything he called mine? Thou art all in all to thy slave. Thou art the sole protector in the world. Men are deluded when they declare, I do this, I do that, this is mine, that is mine. O Ram, all O Ram is thine. All things are done by thee alone. Thy slave's one prayer to thee is to take him under thy complete guidance and remove his I-ness. The whole spiritual journey, Papa has put it in a capsule. A journey to get rid of this me and mine. O Ram, when thy slave finds thee at once so powerful and so loving, and that he who trusts thee can be sure of true peace and happiness, why should he not throw himself entirely on thy mercy, which can be possible only by giving up everything he called mine? Thou art all in all to thy slave. Thou art the sole protector in the world. Men are deluded when they declare, I do this, I do that, this is mine, that is mine. All, O Ram, is thine. All things are done by thee alone. Thy slave's one prayer to thee is to take him under thy complete guidance and remove his I-ness. So this is what he said in the last Papa's journeys that started from Mangalore came a full circle as he finally reached the Pandava caves. To sum up, it was a journey that began in the background of frustration and utter restlessness, ended in a state of peace and serenity in God remembrance. The soul which is imprisoned within the toils of individualism now attained the bliss of perfect freedom. "31 boats. Every now and then, suppose we keep reading, because now when we hear, everything is perfectly all right, interesting, inspiring. At the moment the session is out, we are back to our usual life, where our usual me and mine, dictates to us what is right and what is wrong. So, periodical contemplation on these points, words of the masters who have scaled the heights, it will have some impact. Though not the full benefit, some impact, some cushioning. It will rise up in my heart, but I will be able to put a break. Don't. This step might lead us to finally get over that. There must be some reason. That is why in quest of God, if we go through it occasionally, every now and then, one para, one episode, immediately that will make us to realize where we are and how far we have been able to assimilate that. That is why it's a very powerful book. So on the 141st Jayanti day, Papa is making us to go through all these things, at least at the mental level, intellectual level. And we on our part pray to him to at least put us on the path. Never make us feel that we have achieved or we are achieving. The real litmus test is whether we are free from the me and mine. Fuji Mataji puts it in simple words. If you see your kith and kin and the stranger on the street in the same attitude, then you can say you have moved spiritually. Very difficult. Still we try. So these are all the thoughts that welled up today. Tomorrow is the Mauna day. Those who are in a position to observe it in your own place may try. Don't worry whether you can sit throughout the 8.5 hours. Something, if you try, that is good for us. Nothing is in vain. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, walking meditation, eating meditation, seva meditation, Ramnam writing meditation, anything we try, and pray to him deep from our bottom of the heart. Give us something of what you have done. Something. We are only asking for not 1%. Something of what you are. So let this thought well up in our mind and with a prayer. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram. Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram. Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om, Hari Om. I saw. Good. Shri Ram, Jai Ram. Very good. Jai Jai Ram. Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Pranam. Namaskaram. Hari Om.